The choir was practicing for Sunday service when it happened, when the voice of an angel went silent forever. Ngozi Arinze was only 19 years old, but when she sang, grown men wept and hardened hearts softened. Every Sunday at St. Michael's Anglican Church in Obiagu village, people would arrive early just to hear her lead the opening hymn. Her voice was pure, powerful, and anointed, the kind of voice that made you believe heaven was listening. The priest calling out during rehearsal. "Again, Ngozi, take it from the top." Ngozi stood, her simple blue dress swaying as she moved to the front. She closed her eyes, and when she opened her mouth, the church seemed to fill with light. "How great thou art! How great thou art!" The other choir members stopped singing as they often did, just to listen. Even the priest closed his eyes, nodding slowly. "Beautiful, my daughter. This Sunday, the presence of God will surely fill this church," Ngozi said shyly.
Thank you, Father.
"Thank you, Father." After rehearsal ended around 8 p.m., Ngozi gathered her things, her worn Bible, her hymn book, and the small kerosene lamp she used to light her way home. She lived with her widowed mother on the other side of the village, about a 20-minute walk from the church. Adana, running to catch up. "Ngozi, wait, let me walk with you. It's dark." "Don't worry," Ngozi said. "I've walked this path 1,000 times. Go home to your family. I'll be fine." Adana hesitated, then nodded. Adana, waving goodbye. "See you Sunday then. Sing well." Ngozi waved and started down the dusty path that wound through the village. The night was clear, and a full moon hung in the sky, providing just enough light to see by. She hummed softly as she walked, her beautiful voice floating through the quiet evening. She was halfway home, passing by the old Iroko tree that marked the midpoint of her journey, when she saw her. A young woman stood behind a tree. She was strikingly beautiful, wearing a gown that shimmered in the dim moonlight. But something about her made Ngozi slow her steps. Ngozi said, politely, but uncertain, "Good evening." The woman turned, and even in the darkness Ngozi could see her eyes. They seemed to catch the moonlight in an unnatural way, almost like they were glowing. The woman, smooth as honey, cold as river water, Ngozi Arinze. The girl with the golden voice. Ngozi's heart skipped. Do I know you? Have we met? "No, but I know you. Everyone knows you. The precious songbird of Obiagu. So pure, so holy, so annoying." Ngozi, confused.
I don't understand.
I don't understand. You don't need to.
Every Sunday,
Your voice disturbs things. Every Sunday, every prayer meeting, every rehearsal. Your worship breaks chains in the spiritual realm. Did you know that? Of course you didn't. You're just a naive village girl who thinks she's serving God. Ngozi took a step back, her lamp shaking in her hand.
Who are you?
"Who are you?"
Someone
"Someone who's tired of hearing you sing," the woman said. "You were warned last week to stop. Did you think that fever you had was natural? That was a gentle warning, but you recovered, and you sang even louder last Sunday. So now?" Ngozi's voice trembles. "Warned? By who? I don't..."
It doesn't matter anymore.
The air suddenly cold. "It doesn't matter anymore. You should have stayed silent." Fear gripped Ngozi as she did the only thing she knew how to do. She opened her mouth and began to sing, her voice shaking but pure. "God of Elijah, send down fire, silence!" Ngozi turned and ran. She ran blindly down the path, her lamp swinging wildly, her breath coming in gasps. Behind her, she could hear something. Not footsteps, something else. A rustling, slithering sound that was getting closer. "Mama! Somebody help me!" she screamed. But this part of the village was quiet at night. The compounds set far back from the path. There was no one to hear. Ngozi's foot caught on a root, and she fell hard, her lamp flying from her hand and shattering. The light went out, plunging her into darkness. As she scrambled to her feet, she heard it, the terrible hissing sound, but doubled, coming from both sides. In the faint moonlight that filtered through the trees, she saw them. Two massive cobras slithering toward her with impossible speed, but these were not ordinary snakes. Their chests glowed with a pulsing red light, crimson and alive, like the embers of an ancient fire. Their eyes burned the same hellish red, and they moved with an intelligence that was far beyond that of any creature born in this world. No, please. The snakes rose up, their hoods spread wide,
No.
the red glow
Please.
illuminating their fangs.
Please.
And Ngozi's last words was, "Please God." They struck simultaneously. There was no time to run, no time to scream, just the cold precision of darkness doing what darkness does, extinguishing light wherever it finds it. And in the village of Obiagu that night, the most beautiful light of all went out.
Ngozi!
Ngozi's mother, Mrs. Arinze,
Ngozi!
raised the alarm at midnight
Ngozi!
when her daughter hadn't returned home. By dawn, a search party had formed. It was young Obina who found her body, still lying beneath the Iroko tree. The villagers gathered. What they saw would haunt Obiagu for years to come. Ngozi lay peaceful, as if sleeping, but her skin had turned an unnatural shade of grey. On her neck and arm were two sets of bite marks, clear, unmistakable snake bites. But the strange thing was the expression on her face. Her eyes were wide open, frozen in terror, as if she had seen something horrifying in her final moments. Papa Joe, one of the well-respected elderly men, kneeling beside the body. "Snakebite," he said. "But look,
Snakebite.
you can see where the red was." This was no ordinary snake. Mrs. Arinze collapsed, wailing. The sound of a mother who had lost her only child echoed through the village, and many wept with her. The whole village attended Ngozi's funeral 3 days later. St. Michael's Church had never been so full and never so quiet. The choir tried to sing, but without Ngozi's voice leading them, they kept breaking down in tears. The priest, voice thick with grief.
She was the best of us.
She was the best of us.
Voice, a pure
A
heart.
pure voice, a pure heart. Why God allowed this, we may never understand. But Papa Joe, sitting in the back of the church, had his suspicions. He had lived long enough to recognize the signs of spiritual attack. And those red marks on her body, those terrible snake bites, they spoke of something darker than a random encounter with wildlife. As he stared at Ngozi's body, lying in that coffin, surrounded by flowers and weeping mourners, something stirred in Papa Joe's memory. Something he had buried deep in his heart for over 50 years. Those faint red marks around the bite wounds on her neck and arm. The strange discoloration that the other villagers couldn't quite explain. He had seen them before. His hand trembled as it gripped the wooden pew. His mind was no longer in St. Michael's Church. It had drifted back across the decades, back to a day when he was not Papa Joe, the respected elder of Obiagu. Back to a day when he was just a boy named Joseph, a boy of 12, a boy who had a younger brother, Chidi. Even now, after all these years, Papa Joe could see his face as clearly as if it were yesterday. Chidi was 8 years old, with bright eyes that were always full of mischief and a smile that could melt the sternest heart. He had a gap between his front teeth that made his laughter sound like music, and he was never, ever still. Their mother used to say, "That boy has ants in his trousers. He cannot sit in one place for 5 minutes." Chidi loved to sing, not as beautifully as Ngozi perhaps, but with a joy that made everyone around him happy. He would make up silly songs about everything, about the goats, about the yams in the farm, about the clouds in the sky, and he adored his older brother Joseph. He followed him everywhere, asked him 1,000 questions every day.
Brother Joe, why is the sky
Brother
blue?
Joe, why is the sky blue? Brother Joe, where do the stars go in the morning?
Where do the stars
Brother
go
Joe,
in the
can you
morning?
teach me to climb the mango tree like you? Joseph
Brother Joe,
pretended to be
why do you
annoyed,
climb the mango tree?
the way older brothers
Mango
do,
tree, eat
but
your mango.
secretly he loved it. He loved being Chidi's hero, his protector,
Let's
his
get the
teacher.
mango.
It was a Saturday morning in the rainy season, the kind of morning when the air smells like wet earth and new leaves, and the world feels fresh and alive. Their mother had sent them to the stream to fetch water for cooking. Their mother, warm but
Joseph,
firm,
Take your brother with you.
Joseph,
And make sure he
take
doesn't
your
play
brother
in the
with
mud
you
this
and
time.
make sure he
Yes,
doesn't
Mama.
play in the mud this time.
Last time he was looking like a
Last week he
masquerade.
came back looking like a masquerade.
Be a good boy.
Young
Right,
Chidi, already
Let's go,
excited.
Brother Joe. Bye,
I
Mama."
promise, Mama, I'll be good. Brother Joe will make sure. They each carried a clay pot. Joseph's was large and heavy, while Chidi's was smaller, just the right size for his little arms. The path through the forest was slippery with mud from the previous night's rain, and the leaves dripped water on their heads as they walked.
Splashy puddles.
Chidi, of course, could not walk quietly. He hopped over puddles, hummed his made-up songs, and collected interesting stones to show their mother.
More puddles to jump.
Young Chidi, chattering happily,
Look, Brother Joe.
"Brother Joe, look
a
at this
shiny
stone, I'll give it to
stone.
Mama.
I'll give
And
it
look
to
at this
Mama."
leaf, it's bigger than my hand. Brother Joe, do you think there are fish in the stream today? Can we catch some? Mama would be so happy if we brought fish."
First we get the water.
Young Joe,
Stop jumping
patient
around. The
but
path is
watchful.
slippery. If you fall and break
"Maybe,
your arm,
Chidi,
you will not be
but
happy.
first we get the water. And stop jumping around. The path is slippery. If you fall and break Mama's pot, she will not be happy with us." When they reached the stream, the water was running clear and cold, swollen from the rains. Chidi splashed water on his face, laughing at how cold it was.
Brother Joe, the
Young
water is
Chidi,
so
giggling.
cold.
"Ah, it's so cold, Brother Joe." They filled their pots carefully. Joseph showed Chidi how to balance the pot on a folded cloth on his head, the way the women in the village did.
Good job, Chidi.
Chidi was so proud when he finally got it to balance. "Look, Brother Joe, I'm doing it. I'm carrying it like a big person. Wait until Mama sees." They began the journey back home. Chidi was still humming one of his songs, something about water and rain and how the frogs must be having a party.
The frogs must be
Joseph
having a
walked
party in
behind
the
him,
rain.
making sure he didn't
The
slip.
water is cool
The
today.
forest was peaceful. Birds
The frogs
sang in the
must be having
trees.
a
The
party
sun
in the rain.
broke through the clouds in golden
water is cool
shafts of
today.
light. Everything was perfect, and then it wasn't. Joseph heard it first. A rustling in the bushes beside the path, not the normal rustling of the wind moving through leaves or the scurrying of small animals. Something heavier, something deliberate, something that made the hair on the back of his neck stand up. Young Joe's voice was low and urgent. "Chidi, stop."
Chidi,
The
stop.
humming stopped immediately. Chidi froze in the middle of the path, his small body tense. Even at 8 years old, he knew that tone in his brother's voice. It meant danger. "Young Chidi,"
Brother
whisper
Joe?
Brother Joe.
What is
it? Young
Don't
Joe,
move.
barely breathing.
Don't make a sound.
"Don't move. Don't make a sound." The bushes parted, and they came. Two cobras emerged from the tall grass, moving with a liquid grace that was mesmerizing and horrible at the same time. They were massive, thicker than Joseph's arm, longer than he was tall. Their scales were black as midnight, glistening in the filtered sunlight. But it wasn't their size that froze Joseph's blood. It was the glow. Their chests pulsed with a dim red light, rhythmic and steady, like a heartbeat visible through their scales. And their eyes. God help him. Their eyes burned the same crimson red, fixed on the two boys with an intelligence that was far, far too human. too knowing, too purposeful. These were not ordinary snakes. Joseph knew it in his bones. These were something else, something sent. Young Joe, terrified, whispered, "Chidi, listen to me carefully. Don't move." But Chidi was only 8 years old. He saw the snakes with their terrible glowing eyes, saw them raising their heads, hoods beginning to flare, and every instinct in his small body screamed one word: "Run." Young Chidi, voice breaking with terror. "Brother Joe! Brother Joe!" The clay pot tumbled from Chidi's head and shattered on the ground. Water splashed everywhere, and Chidi ran. He ran back toward the stream, his small legs pumping, his breath coming in panicked sobs. Young Joe screaming, "Chidi, no, come back!" Joseph dropped his own pot and ran after his brother, but the snakes were faster. They moved with supernatural speed, their bodies flowing across the muddy path like liquid shadow. Chidi was screaming. The sound still echoes in Papa Joe's nightmares to this day, the sound of his baby brother's terror.
Brother Joe, please.
Brother, help me! Brother Joe, please!" Joseph was only steps behind, reaching out, his fingertips almost touching Chidi's shoulder when the first cobra struck. It caught Chidi's leg, and the boy went down face first in the mud. Before Chidi could even try to stand, the second cobra struck, hitting his small arm as he tried to push himself up. And then, as if they had completed their task, as if they had received an invisible signal, both snakes simply slithered away. They disappeared back into the forest, the red glow fading into the green shadows. Gone, as if they were never there. As if they had been sent for one purpose only. Joseph fell to his knees beside his brother. Chidi was lying in the mud, crying, his small body shaking. Young Chidi, weakly in pain. Brother, it hurts. It hurts so much. Why does it hurt so much?" Young Joe crying, desperate but trying to be brave. "It's okay, Chidi. It's okay. I've got you. I've got you, little brother. I'm going to carry you home. Mama will make it better. Mama knows medicine. She'll make it better."
It's okay, Chidi. I've got you.
What is this glow?
Hold on, we're going home.